what David Bingham points to is it, full stop. Because I could never, ever find the words to describe the experience of waking up that morning from drug addiction. But all I could say is, I don't know what happened. It wasn't me. I don't know what happened. That's all I could say. And people would congratulate me and say, well done, you've overcome drug addiction. And I would say, I didn't do anything. And it appears then that from I didn't do anything, I went back into the game of dualism and trying to please God. I need to please God. I need to save other
because
addicts.
you thought that's who saved you.
Yes,
yeah.
The separate
yeah.
God, the separate God. Separate God took mercy on Amanda, when in truth, it
was just life playing out. There was no mind, no person to find that had done it. There was just life happening without the person, which is actually our true state anyway. But we think that we're the identity doing it. And that's where we consent to playing the game of separation.
Yes, because the way that David puts it is, it doesn't sound very powerful what David's saying, but my God, my God, my God. It's when he would say, we consented to the game of separation. That's it. That right there. We consented to the game of separation. So David does it very gently, which I think all of us do. So you say, in this moment, could you just be? Could you notice there are thoughts appearing? So there's an awareness of thoughts. Could you notice there are feelings appearing? So there's an awareness of feelings. Could you notice the five senses? So there's an awareness of seeing, of tasting, of touching. And that severs. That severs the identity. That, boom, there's no identity. But then through
it's because he doesn't mention an I. He doesn't say there's no person involved in it. Yeah. There's not you are, there's no reference to a person. It's very subtle. But actually, when you directly experience those words, they're just arising in awareness. So there's nobody to claim them. So it's like a massive hint to anybody who's ready to wake up. That's why he's so successful, because he's showing you exactly who you are, that you are just that awareness, and that everything is arising effortlessly. The minute you think there's a person involved, then you've consented to the game of duality again.
Absolutely.
To separation. Yeah.
Yes.
And everything's a concept beyond that anyway.
Yes.
Even we're calling it duality or separation, or they're just all just words arising in awareness.
Yes, yeah, that's what they are. And he's very clear, because he says in one of his videos, I forget who it was with, but he said it's like having a lot of money in the bank and then you attempt to withdraw it all at once. It's too much. So that is why he points to, well, could we just, there is an awareness of thoughts, there is an awareness of, and in just doing that, we come to realize, hold on a minute, there is an awareness of thoughts, there is an awareness of feelings, and then it's like there's a bit more going back, and it's
peeling back. You know how we talk about that, it's the peeling back. It's that peeling back, isn't it? So you've got an idea, but then if you keep peeling it back to just its rawness, I mean, that is such a valuable way of looking at something. I think you were doing examples this morning on our Zoom call of peeling a concept back until it is just down to what's being seen. without the story, without a person and without a story. What is the truth of the matter?
Yes, yes. I think the
again,
example,
it's so simple.
It is. It's so simple that it's missed. Because Collette, and I know that you know this, and I think that's why we resonate. There was just a resignation. We resignated the two, the two beings. There's not two beings, but words. But the simplicity is ridiculous.
Well, that's why everything is missed, because it's too simple for the mind.
It is. So
the mind wants to work something out, needs something to chew on.
Yes. Yes, it does. Because the biggest clue for me was waking up that morning with no drugs. And I said, until that is my constant state, I'm not going to rest. I am not resting. I will try everything. I will smash every program of the mind, because I knew it was not the mind, because the mind stood and said, I don't know what happened. That was the mind, Amanda, talking, who said, I don't know what's happened.
It's interesting how, so the search begins to get back to that point, but that point is just now, without any concepts in place, without it, that simple. That it's just, we were discussing earlier, like Eckhart says, the power of now. It really is the power of now.
Just now.
It really is just this, just now, without any concepts, without anything on top. It's just is. And even that's too much, too many words, is literally what is arising.
Yes.
It's just this, or it's just... It's the power of now. It's the present moment. It's just being with what is arising, but not as a person, just as a being, effortlessly being, as David says, because there is no person involved. There's no point of view. There is just now, just this present moment, just what's happening. And even all of those things are too much. It's that simple. That's our true nature. But there's no individual involved. It is wholeness, the totality. All of these are too much, but they're pointers to who you truly are. Not a person, not an individual, just life.
Yes. Yes. Because when people have asked, how did it happen? I say, listen, I wasn't there. And that is a big clue. That's a big clue, because I is this body mind. It was not there when the true nature said, I am that I am. Different I, different. So to jump, the example or the parable or whatever we want to call it that I gave this morning in the meeting was, there is an awareness of a tap. There is an awareness. So there's cold water coming from this tap. So let's talk about this from awareness, not from the person, because the person says there is cold water coming from the tap. Okay, the person is the one who carries concepts, and okay, there is cold water coming from the tap. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a separation of the person and the tap and the cold water. And then there's the sink. So all of these things now, it's adding on. So the awareness, the peeling back would be, there is an awareness of a tap. There is an awareness of cold water. Come back. There is an awareness of water. Come back. There is an awareness of something happening. Come back. There is an awareness of everything arising equally.
And that's it. That's that. It's just stripping everything back to this.
That's what stuns the mind. That stuns it.
Yeah.
This body mind could not pick anything up, no reference about addiction, because all the concepts of limitation, according to that story. I always said, Collette, that there is something that I'm not going to rest until I can understand how shoplifting continued, yet there was no doer. There was no, it's wrong, it's bad, it needs to stop. There was nothing. There was just blissfulness, blissful, bliss. And I wasn't about to buy into the story of I had an awakening, and no, because the awakening would mean, the awakening started when the body mind said, Jesus, you helped me. That's awakening from the shoplifting to Jesus.
Yeah,
that's an awakening.
That's the identity. Yes. Now saying, oh, what can I claim in all of this? I can't claim that, but let's claim the awakening. Let's claim that's
where the awakening started, seeing
and
this
that
from.
was the journey. How did I do that? I didn't do that, but what was that? And so that's where the journey began.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mind,
to
the body mind.
Understand it all. But that person that journeys and doesn't exist. That is a concept.
Yeah, it is. It's all a concept.
Yeah.
Everything's a concept.
It's all just arising in awareness. There is only this moment. That's it. Over and over again, there's only this. There is only this. There is only over and over and over until we strip everything back and see that. It's always going to be the mind constructing something. Like David says, you know, they're invitations, or it's you're consenting to play the game of duality. I don't want to get to separation, duality, all of those again are just concepts. Strip it back. What is here now? What's your direct experience? And if you've got to use words, there is awareness of everything arising effortlessly, like you said this morning. It's because everything is arising. I'm not doing any of it. It's all just arising. The voice is arising. I'm not doing that either. It's all just coming out. Yeah. It's arising effort. It's not even coming out. It's just arising in awareness. Yeah. So it's just keep, you know, the biggest thing we could get across about what we're realizing at our stage is that there is nobody here, that this is all just arising in awareness. We are all awareness. There is only this moment. And again, all of these are words to describe just what is the direct experience of anybody right here in this moment, is that there is just awareness. There's not somebody who's aware, there is just awareness. And you know, if you strip it back again, there's no words. That's the simplicity of it all. Yet the mind picks up something and runs with it, and chases its tail, and creates a story of waking up in the story, you know, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. We're not saying, but it's just to realize that there is only this present moment, and what is arising in this present moment. That is all there is. That's all there ever is. That's it.
There's nothing right. Yeah, nothing right, nothing wrong, nothing good, nothing bad, nothing, absolutely nothing. There is an awareness of, let's call it a step. There's an awareness of, there's an awareness of. And as that utterance, there is an awareness of, that's the being talking. So the mind now, that thing that we hold so close and we can't let go of, and it's not there because there's an awareness of. That is the awareness recognizing itself, its true nature. Awareness knows awareness.
It's all too immediate. There's no space for a mind to be constructed. There's no space for words. Yeah, it's just so close. everything is an awareness. There's nothing that's separate, so you can't then go, oh, look, there's the mind going. It's all contained in awareness. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It is. Oh my God, it's so
I thought
simple.
we'd hop on because we're sharing this with each other. We're both, not that there is two, there is awareness. Sharing awareness, not two, just this is just happening in awareness. It's arising in awareness. So we thought we'd video whatever was arising in awareness because it arose in awareness. That is it. It's just what's happening in the moment. Just this. Not even this. I mean, this means there's a, could mean there's a that. But actually it's all just rising in awareness. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing right. Just what's arising. There's only something that's wrong or right if there's a point of view to make it so.
Yes.
It's just what's happening.
It's the consenting to me here and you there.
Yeah, we'd have to consent to that paradigm or to that, whatever you call it. I mean, again, it's a concept, to that concept. We'd have to consent to a concept of two people creating a video for other people to wake up.
And the only way to not consent, not to fall, even that's a concept, is to recognize there is an awareness of a phone, there is an awareness of the dates, there is an awareness of the time, there is an awareness of the, say that over and over, and then it becomes, hold on, there is an awareness that I'm aware. Then there's
just nowhere else to go. It just becomes this point. There's nowhere to go with it. If you strip it back and strip it back, there's nowhere else to go. That's why it stuns the mind, because it's just what's happening. Just this, you can't even put words on it. It's just here now, this moment.
And I said to you today that it dawned, there was this knowing that if I could, when I keep going back to that time when the addiction fell away, because that was it, that was awareness.
That's the truth there. Yeah,
yes,
that's the truth. Yeah,
that was awareness, aware of itself. But the experience from there was, I didn't do it. I don't know what happened. And it really, the mind really could not pick. It was really like, how did it happen? I've got to find out. So that's the separate mind got to find out on this quest to go and find how the mind stopped, go and find out how it works, and that was a beautiful journey. It was, oh my God.
Yeah, but it's life playing, isn't it? Yeah,
yes,
you consented to, because you were already in, you were already playing the game of separation anyway. You were already
the consent had happened many years ago. So the consent had already happened.
So
when
shown you that had all fallen away, but there was no you doing that, and that's what intrigued you.
Yes, it was. That was the call. And so all through that amazing story of Amanda being a drug addict and being set free by Jesus, and then she fell into the mind, and then she overcome the mind, and she mastered the mind. It's a separate, it all happened. Story of
in this present moment, in awareness.
It all happened. That story can only stand because Amanda, or the self, consented to be a separate person in the world having an experience.
To play that game.
Play the game. The game of overcoming, and the game of not overcoming, and the game of it's just.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's all arising in awareness. Yeah.
And the game only hurts when the consent to be a separate self, the identification. And so things like resistance, that may be where a being could start to, because it's layers. The consent, the main consent is to be a separate self, and then there's beliefs and limitations all within that. And
that have to play out to be that separate character. Yeah, they all have to be consented to construct the game. Yeah. And that feels that's interesting. I don't even think I can say that sentence, that feels constricting, because who feels constricted? It's just arising in awareness. It's when all the concepts have seemed through. It's like, oh my goodness, I can't say that sentence. That's not true. There is nobody here.
Oh God.
Oh wow, we'd have to consent the separation, to play in the dualistic world. It's beautiful.
And the dualism, it starts here, because there is no in and out. The dualism. So when the
consent, awareness consents to play.
Yes.
Life awareness consents to play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's all playing out in awareness anyway.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 Huh.
Oh, well, we thought we'd just share this unfolding with you guys, because this is where we're unfolding at the moment. Not that there's a we or it's literally awareness is showing up as playing this game. So we thought we'd share where we're apparently playing from, or not.
Because what happens a lot with Collette and I is we're either silent or we're laughing, just laughing
laughing at ourselves believing some of those concepts. Trying to work out the concepts, and then we both burst out laughing, realizing, well, there is no, it's a concept. What are we doing? Oh dear, it's the realization over and over again.
Yes, it is. And that's the encouragement.
Yeah,
it is.
We wanted to share with ourselves. With awareness. Awareness wanted to share.
It's amazing.